The daily grind. Woo-hoo. We all go through the same routines every day, right? We get up, we brush our teeth, we take a shower, take a bath, whatever you do. But you have your routine. You go through your life, you go through your day, you get off. You typically do the same stuff every single day with these just little nuanced differences. But all this other stuff happens throughout the day. We get triggered by a lot of things. We get irritated by a lot of things. Like a lot of times, we get really drained by other people. Like if Brian here has a bad attitude, all of a sudden I can feel like my energy is going out. Noah comes in, he goes into the kitchen, he slams something down. I'm like, ugh. I mean, he hadn't done that, but if he did. But is it their energy or our energy that's causing that? I mean, we are, if somebody else is off kilter and it starts to affect our energy, and we've said this many times, that we're giving them permission to alter our energy. It's really tough not to, especially if it's a good friend or a spouse, or it's just difficult. If I see Ricky almost every day, and he comes in a different mood almost every day. He's like a big rainbow full of different flavors. It's like going to Baskin Robbins with Ricky. You just never know what flavor you're gonna get, which is all wonderful. But his energy will oftentimes affect my own. But if we change our perspective about how we deal with it, like, okay, you have your problem, and I don't have really anything to do with your problem. You created your problem in your own mind, and now you're trying to give it to me. Well, I don't want your problem. I don't want your mental messed upness, so I'm not giving you permission to take my energy. And don't we all do this during the day? Our dreams pop into our head. And I'm not talking about our dreams at night. I'm talking about our aspirations, our goals, the things that we aspire to be. They all pop into our head, and then we feel dragged down. At least I have. I'm sure all of y'all have too. Like, am I really taking steps to go forward? Like, this is just another day. I really hadn't done that much. But every little bitty thing matters. You take enough piles of sand and all of a sudden you have a big, huge mountain. It takes just a little bit every day, every day. We do have to go with the flow sometimes. Sometimes we are that boulder in the stream. But one thing is, if our thoughts and our dreams, we're chasing them, it's fantastic to say, like a lot of spirituality people from everywhere, I could just sit and meditate and, oh gosh, I'm going to have beautiful flowers fall on my head, and I'm always going to be in beautiful romance. I'm always going to have blah, blah, blah. Something's going to come to me. Nothing is ever coming to you unless you make plans and take the steps to do it. Nothing ever. It's not going to happen. You have to do something. You have to do something. Speaking of something and dreams, thank all of y'all for making my book so successful. It continues to be. Less than 1% of people leave reviews. So can y'all please go leave a review? Because apparently a lot of y'all are getting the book and loving it. So please leave a review. I'd appreciate it. Thank y'all. And what do? A lot of people think, they see other people and like, oh, they don't do much. Look how successful they are. That's never true. That is never true. Even the guy or girl that wins the lottery ticket, like they had to go do something. Like they had to go buy the ticket. Like you always have to do something. You have to do something. If you want to have good friendships, you got to do something to get them and maintain them. If you want to get closer to people, you have to make the effort. If you want to expand your knowledge, well, guess what? You have to do something to expand your knowledge. If you want a bigger vocabulary, how about hang around people with bigger vocabularies? If you want more money, hang around people with more money. You want to be more spiritual, hang around gurus, hang around people that like to meditate. Hey, do it. Just do it. You have to take action, and you have to be persistent and consistent, just like we mentioned earlier. And how about during the grind of every day? Everybody seems to want to give everybody advice. I'm kind of like I'm doing now, but y'all came here for it. Advice is difficult because everybody seems to have an opinion on what it is for you to live. And for some reason, a lot of people like to tell you their opinions. Can't we just kind of bite our tongue a little bit whenever somebody gives us advice? Just shut up, let them talk. Doesn't have to sink in. We should listen with respect, but Shouldn't we keep in mind if we're taking advice? Like if we're taking advice, I hope none of y'all go out and say, well, I want to start a business and I'm going to ask somebody who's never been in business and has never done it, never done anything successful, what should I do? Don't listen to that person. If you want advice how to create and maintain friendships, don't go to the guy that's a loner and hangs out in his parents' basement. It's probably a bad idea. It's just a bad idea. If your car's broke down, you don't want to talk to somebody that rides a bicycle, has never had a car, doesn't even know what a motor looks like. And Jacob, if your boss disturbs you, you take a deep breath. Let them talk. Let them talk. You don't even have to say anything. Nothing. I don't know. A bunch of y'all were, well, not a bunch. We just have a few that were here for our big event. And you have to surround yourself with people, right, that don't gossip. They're not disrespectful. If you want to be in a better position in life, you got to find the people that aren't rude. They're not disrespectful. They're not gossiping. They're not trying to bring you down. That's really, really important. That's why I love our group here. It's small today. Sometimes it is small, and I love it. And I love it when it's bigger, too. Well, at least today we got our steady, most of our steady group here, which is fantastic. But if we don't find our niche, our tribe, that we really enjoy, that we know can support each other, that knows even if it's inconvenient, which is the key word, and I've been saying this a lot lately, even if it's inconvenient, go out of your way. It's like what me and you, Jim, were talking about earlier, is people are going to irritate us inside of our tribe. I may do something to irritate Jacob. I doubt it, but it's possible. I certainly know I've done things to irritate Ricky. But does that mean I'm never going to talk to Ricky again because he's irritated at me or I'm irritated at him? Or Noah did something to piss me off and I did something to piss him off, or vice versa, any of you people? No, you have to find your group because no matter what, they're going to have your back. They have your back. And that is critical because we're all going to irritate each other. I'm 100% certain I have irritated Jill on some occasion. It's probably been only once, but I am sure it has happened. I'm probably sure it's happened. It hadn't happened? And we all want to seek love. We all want to be loved, right? We all want attention. We want acceptance. But we can't please everybody. It goes to what we're just saying, like you got to have your group. And you're not ever always going to please everybody in your group. You're not always going to please everybody you run into. It's impossible. It's impossible. We're always going to irritate each other. That's just part of it. We have to accept that. It's kind of a tough thing to swallow sometimes. And if we want love, do we find a wife that works at a strip club? That's probably a bad idea. It's probably a bad idea for your girlfriend, or if you want a husband, to go to Chippendales. They have the best bodies. I need one of those. I need 10 of those. It's probably a bad idea if you want a healthy, long relationship. Probably is. There are different ways to get love, right? I would think. I would hope. I don't know. When somebody starts to irritate us, can we just pause? Like, can we all practice the art of pausing? Like before you spit off a nasty text, before you feel yourself about to be a smart ass. You feel yourself, I got to say something negative about that. How about just pause? Take a deep breath and ask yourself why. Why am I doing that? Why am I about to say this? Our words, our tones, everything upsets us. We let it upset us. Nobody else upsets us but ourselves. Only ourselves. Nobody else. That's a bad idea. It's just a bad idea. You probably should have real healthy boundaries. Like really healthy boundaries. You probably should have had a conversation with your daughter about, hey, let's not play with matches inside. Hey, I realize you're wanting to make the house smell better, but don't light all the candles. It's probably a bad idea. It's probably a bad idea. We need to practice really wise communication. That is really difficult. That takes some practice. There's no magic book, no magic pill, except for possibly mine. Of course, I'm joking. Well, maybe. Who knows these things? When we don't get what we want. Like that's part of the daily triggers. You know, you're going through your life, you're going through your job, you're going through school, whatever it is, and you just feel like you're not getting what you want from other people. Have you just asked? Like, have you asked? Like, hey, I feel like I need a little bit more love. Is that possible? I sure would love a hug, Jill. You know, it would be really nice. Are we asking for what we want and need? If you don't ask, you don't get anything. You only get the same old, same old, same old all the time. That's what happens. It's crazy. Are we offering anything in exchange? Like when I asked, like, hey, Jim, would you like to have coffee with me? I asked you. We're going to go have coffee like we do often. But if that coffee starts turning into something where I'm always asking or thinking you're going to pay, or if I'm always thinking that I'm going to ramble on forever and never give you a chance to talk, well, I'm not giving you anything back. If we're not having a healthy exchange of ideas or sharing what's going on in our life, well, hell, we'd have stopped having coffee with each other a long time ago. So what are you giving back in those relationships? Because if it's nothing, well, when you ask, you got to be able to back it up with something. I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty sure everybody here has acted out of frustration. Something's pissed somebody off, and somebody got mad about it. How hard would it be for all of us to start practicing just shutting up? Like just stopping. Just stopping. Oh God, this person's really about to piss me off. I'm letting them piss me off. I think I'm just going to take a deep breath instead. I think I'm going to take a deep breath and gather my thoughts and emotions beforehand. Because once you say a thing, once you start doing your actions, your tones, your body language, you'll never be able to take it back. You can never take it back. I had a friend of mine recently that told me his wife said that she wanted a divorce, but then that was years ago, but they've still gotten together. He told me the other day that still bothers him every day. You can never take your words back. My dad used to tell me sticks and stones will blah, 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 blah. Words will always hurt you. They will always hurt you. Never say anything you don't mean. Ever. Ever. And a lot of times when you do mean it, like why do you want to say something to actually hurt and stab somebody else? We all do it all the time. Well, I don't much anymore. But it's difficult. You know, during the daily grind, we think, oh God, I just want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like this job. I need to switch. I don't like this person. I don't like this relationship. I want to quit. It's kind of like last week's presentation where the guy stops 3 feet from the gold mine. And if he just kept going a few more steps, all would have been well. Then you got to realize, you know, there are some things you need to give up on. If you got an idea that you're going to create a jetpack to go to Pluto, you're probably a dumbass. You'd probably need to stop right now. It's probably a bad idea. Like there are things in our life that we may think are realistic that we really should think about. Am I doing the right thing? Am I spending my time wisely? Or am I living a pipe dream? I always like to think about Tesla, or the guy that created AC, air conditioning. It's hot outside. There has to be a way to make it cold. What a cool dude. But he could think of different ways and different machinery, he could start to figure it out, map it out. It is possible. Just really examine your ideas. Can you make what you say happen? Can you do it? And will you not quit? Some things you need to quit on. Some things you do. And we get knocked off balance. I go, oh crap, I just lost my job. What am I going to do? I feel lost. My girlfriend left me. Oh God, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. How am I ever going to live? So we had to put reality into relative perspective, right? We're not really like, that's why we come together. That's why we always talk, like our group, and like a bunch of them aren't here because it's Thanksgiving week. And like we all talk a lot. And if we're feeling off balance, it's one of the coolest things in the world about all of us coming together all the time, because we can say, hey, what are you doing? I just want to hear your voice. That's all I need from her. That's all I want. Okay, how you doing? Or, hey, I got this problem. I got this problem, Jacob. Can you help? It's kind of like You coming out here and working last week, we kind of asked each other at the same time. I needed some help and you needed some work. And we were there for each other as not only friends, but like that's a big emotional support too. You know, like, oh man, I was really knocked off balance. But I have a resource. I have resources in my friends. I'm not alone. I think that every single day when Dean comes into my office. I'm just happy every time Dean walks in. Like it's a very satisfying feeling to know that you have good friends that are coming over, because we always feel knocked off balance a little bit. We need them. We need each other. And how many times do we go, well, I don't need anybody. It's my way or the highway. Get the hell out. You either act this way or I'm done with you. I'm done with you. No flexibility, no anything, no talking about it, no trying to do it. Just say, this is the way it is. Get out. Well, that's fine too, if you want to be alone and miserable. I like to think of it as a mob boss. We are not mob bosses. I cannot tell Dean or Megan what to do. I can't just say, Megan, this is what you need to do, and if you don't do it, I got an offer you can't refuse. You know, that's not how life works. I mean, it does for some people, but you know, they're pretty miserable. But to me, it is why, all the time. Like when we're anxious, when we're mad, we're about to get frustrated. Why? Why am I getting frustrated? What is causing me to think this way? Why is my energy low? Why? What are you going to do? We got all these slices inside of us, all these things inside of us. Just ask it like, hey, why are you popping up right now, making me want to say some smart ass? Or why do you make me feel like I need to go hang out with the boys all night and get hammered? A young man's idea of fun. Why? Why does that benefit me? Does it? If it does, great. If it doesn't, alter your course. Why did I post this thing? Why did I do this? Why did I let somebody treat me this way? Why did I let somebody do anything? Why? Like that should be the go-to thing. It should be just sticky noted everywhere. Why? The everyday grind is a pain in the ass sometimes. But you know, I love this picture. Me and Jill meditating around sound bowls. Look how pretty she is. That flowing black hair. You know, is this my best emotions? Can we stop and just pause? Can you just stop and meditate? Can you stop and close your eyes for a second? Just, hey, calm down in there. Thanks for popping up, anxiety. I appreciate you, but you're causing all the rest of the whole thing to be chaotic. Can you just calm down and let's figure this out? Let's figure out the problem. Or do you just allow it to stir up more chaos and trouble? Because when you let all this internal fire come out, where you're burning your house down, you're burning your relationships down, you're burning everything to the ground. Ask yourself why. Talk to it and figure it out. So the point of today is just ask why all the time. Why am I about to, everybody knows when you're about to say something smart ass or you're about to talk bad about somebody. Just stop. Why? Like you do it enough and it'll start to become just second nature. And then all of a sudden you start developing deeper and closer friendships. And all of a sudden you start doing better stuff for yourself and for other people. So with that, I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for buying the book. And you know, there's about 10,000 of y'all watching. So why don't y'all come out and say hi? We're going to ask why, but that's okay. It's what we do. We'll see you.